3. Hello there. My name is Aziz. I hope you're doing well today. I'm gonna stream for maybe an hour. Just wanted to do some inking for this illustration you see before you. This is a illustration of the Power Rangers Ninja Storm specifically. And I wanted to, you know, pay homage to one of the shows I used to watch when I was younger. Something light, nothing crazy. Let's see. I'm trying to get my Twitch to stream, but it won't let me. It won't go through. Everything else is working just fine. I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram. Let's see. But not Twitch. Twitch doesn't want to operate properly. Oh well. It is what it is. I'll put this here. And maybe one day Twitch will decide to clutch up. Actually, you know what? I know why it's not doing it. Ninja Storm Top 5? You might be onto something, Dante. You might be on to something. Me personally, I believe Ninja Storm to have at least top 3 best designs in Ranger history. Not just Ranger history, Sentai history, Super Sentai history, I think. Ninja Storm has one of the best looking designs for the Rangers. That's just me though. That's just me though. But yeah. But welcome everybody, welcome. I'm gonna try and get some work here done. I did the line art for or I did the sketching for the characters here, and now I'm gonna try and do the lineup. Let's see. Start a new layer, new vector layer specifically. Hi, Uncle. Elise Rana. Hello. Welcome to the stream. What we got here? We're gonna use what tool would I want to use today? What ink pen? No, not Millie pen. Mm, that one is a bit. This one is a bit controversial. I don't know if I really want that. I don't know if I really want this one right here. Hold on, let me try it out. Let's see what we got here. There. Hmm. Nah, I don't like that. Also, very strange thing that's happening with my tablet. It's like, why is it doing that? You know what? Maybe it's it might be one of the settings I turned off some time ago. Let me go back to the Wacom tablet properties. Is this an Instagram only live? No, it is not. It's also on YouTube. I tried to get it on Twitch, but sadly that didn't happen. But hello Tay, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. I remember there was an option I had turned off, or it was something. I did something. But maybe if I add Clipsio Paint here, then there was something I did to where it would allow me to draw properly. I guess I messed up something. Mapping, maybe? Okay, there we go. Hold on. I have to change it to monitor 2 and then portion cancel force proportions. There we go. Let's see, did that work? Mm, not really. That's such a strange thing. You'll be going to YouTube? Nice. Appreciate it, appreciate it. Um, Speaking of YouTube, it looks like they want to bully me. So if you guys would please be sure to view my teaser trailer on there. The one you've seen it already on Instagram, but for some reason on YouTube, they just keep bullying me. It only got like, I don't know, 140 views or something. So if you find it on your feed, or if you want to go and watch it on your own accord, please feel free to do so. Because YouTube don't want to share it apparently. It's been popping off on Instagram though. I appreciate all you guys for taking a look at the teaser. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't want me to be great. That's what I've gathered as of late. Yeah, there's something I did, but for some reason it doesn't understand, doesn't get it. Maybe I have to go through preferences. I really hope I don't mess it up, but let's see. Let me get to where is it? Where is it? Preferences. Nice, nice. YouTube is weird with the algorithm. Is. It is weird with the algorithm sometimes. Because, like, I'll have videos that do pop off, sort of, question mark. And then there are other times where it just, no. it just, it just says no. And I'm like, but, but why? And then I just, I just have to cope. I just have to deal with it. Wait, did I fix it? Let me see. I don't, Let's go back to mapping. It's still on monitor 2. Okay. Okay. I think I think I got it resolved. Okay, yeah, yeah. Anyway, do I want to use such an expressive pen for my line art? I'm gonna have to do a lot of cleanup if I use this, but it kind of hits. The thing is, I don't really have much control over how the end. Like I have to do it in such a way where I don't know. I like it, but like look at all these pixels, bro. I'm gonna have to deal with all of that when I'm doing cleanup. That will not be fun. So I don't know. I like it though. I just cleanup will not be fun. But the drawing could be heat. Question now is, do I want to suffer? That's the real question. I have some other pens similar to that, but the Alien Sing is not entirely completely. Well, how big is this? Push it up to like 300. Let's see how it looks there. More or less the same. Yeah. Um, or maybe. No, that might be too much work. Probably got a live or post a video on YouTube to not have a weird algorithm. Yeah, and sadly, I no longer want to play that game. Back in 2021, I played the game. I drew every day for an entire year. That was something. Um, and yeah, that was kind of brutal. I'm not gonna lie. Not good on the body. You up here from Brazil? Nice. You're going to Brazil. I might mess with this. I might. Kind of like it. We might have to change that setting though, where oh, it is on 1 pixel. Oh boy. Oh boy. Because you see how it breaks in some areas, like there, and I don't like that. I don't like that one little bit. Do I have to use more than one line art or brush in that case? I don't have to keep going back and forth. Textured pen. Mm, it keeps the it keeps the line art consistent though. There's no gaps, so that's good. I think this is the line art, or this is the brush I used for the cyberpunk drawing, the one that got featured on the Cyberpunk Edge Runners page. That was a nice surprise. Um, Wolf Bear Design. Hi Aziz, how do you finish so many pieces? I'm envious of this power. Conviction. Yeah, no, I mean, I try to make illustrations that I genuinely want to see through and through, like from beginning to end. I want to see like how this drawing goes. So I always try to pick projects that I like or I would like to see happen. I think that helps a lot. Also, like constantly working on a software, you eventually get to know what works and what doesn't. So it gets easier to streamline the process uh, for an illustration, and I think that helps as well. Like it's like the combination of wanting to see it get done as well as um, knowing how to get it done. Stuff like that helps quite a bit when it comes to completing drawings. This pen, this pen is okay, but I don't think I really want this. I don't think I want that. It's not my vision right now. Brazil is very welcoming. We love when people come to visit, come over. I'm gonna need to get my bread up before I go to Brazil, but I will keep that in mind. What's the food like in Brazil? I like food to an extent. I can eat certain things and then other things I have to let go. Mm. Let me try something. Let me try something. Let me try something. Let me try something out. I'm gonna use this, and then I'll make a new layer. I want to check to see what the bucket tool will do. If I fill it up to vector path, will it completely fill it up? Let's find out. Yeah, I had a feeling that would happen actually because it doesn't. The loop over there. Hold on. Oh wait, I didn't even turn it on. There we go. It works. It does work. Um, yeah, it filled up to the vector path itself, so it went all the way to the edge. That's good. Yeah, I like that. So that does help with cleanup quite a bit. Ninja store, Ranger form. Brazil is so freaking random. We have like every culture here, so you'd find anything and everything to eat. I heard about that. I heard that Brazil is a proper melting pot. Like you know how they like to say America is a melting pot, and it's like, but I heard Brazil is an actual proper melting pot. Like every culture in there is integrated and assimilated into Brazil. So Brazil is kind of a this insane mesh of everyone's culture put together. That's what I heard, though. You live there, so you would know much better than I would. But that's what I heard. This brush is interesting. I wonder what the vector path on this looks like. Hold on, let me click this. Interesting, interesting. Never mind. I might use that for like shading and details. And I might just go for a simpler brush for just strictly line art, and then I'll work my way up from there. I think that's the safest way to go about this right now. I'll use tape. I think I'll use this one, textured pen. Yeah, but I might have to lay off on the brush size right there. Can't make it get too big. We'll give that a shot right here. Yeah, we'll give this a shot. See what happens. I think I have to like, I have to strategically use this brush. I have to use it in such a fashion where, you know what? I think I know what it is. Yes, sir, you're completely right. Okay, I'm glad to know that my assumption was correct. Because I remember reading about it. It was, I think it was during an anthropology class. I was reading about the culture in Brazil and how literally all the cultures merge together. Let me see. I'm trying to change the brush shape. You can't see it on the stream because there's certain windows that OBS doesn't show when I'm on Flip Studio Paint. I feel a little bit scared to show my entire screen because who knows, something shows up like I don't know, my personal info or something, and I'm cooked. So trying to avoid that to the best of my ability. Texture, brush shape. It's got to be on the brush shape. Or you know what? It might be, yeah, brush shape, brush tip. Let me see. There's got to be a way for me to change the size of it. Um. Okay, okay, it's right here, brush size, and it is with pressure. Let's see what happens if I. Yup, yup. Okay, that's a better curve. I like that curve more, for sure, for sure. And I might push this back like so. Yeah, let me try that. I like that. Look the way that looks more. Yeah, yeah, that's better. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, cool. Exactly. I can't dox myself. I can't be caught slipping. So I'm gonna do what I can to avoid that. Time is 6:44. Got it. I would like to be somewhat expressive with the line art. I don't want to be too uh tight. I mean, it probably will be anyway, because that's kind of my muscle memory is to make the line art pretty precise, but I want there to be a bit of expression with it. I'm hoping this pen will help me do that at least a little bit easier. Varying the line weight depending on the detail as well as the orientation of the part of the helmet. If it's like, if the lighting for me, I think is going to be up top and maybe on the left side. So lines on the left are going to be thinner, lines on the right are going to be a bit heavier, and then lines that have shading underneath will also be heavier. It's going to help. I do that to try and help convey like form and shape throughout the drawing without like too much line weight. or too much line work being confusing. I try to make it easy to read. Uh, I recently went to the comic book store just because I could, and I saw this really nice looking volume for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and apparently it was the first issue or the first volume of a series. Uh, it has the Green Ranger as the cover. Um, it's the artwork is from I believe his name is Goni Montes, and it's a really cool illustration of the Green Ranger holding his helmet. So you see the helmet being held by him, and I was like, oh, that's kind of lit. So I ended up buying it. It was kind of expensive, I'm not gonna lie, but it does have a decent number of chapters in there. And then on Amazon, I was kind of curious as to what the other volumes were. Like, if I were to get more of them, where would I get? What would be the next in line? And then I found out that they're having it on sale on not Instagram, on Amazon, and I was like, oh, well, might as well get more of these books. So now I have 3 volumes, 3 big books of Power Rangers. So it'd be like that sometimes. I want to try something kind of interesting with this. You're a wicked artist, man. Thank you, Mr. Vaporis. Vaporis? Vaporis. Vaporiz. Vaporiz. I'm gonna call it that. Vaporiz. No, I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for the kind word. Um, Also, anyone who uses Clip Studio Paint, I'm probably telling you something you already know, but vector line art is really cool because when you use the vector eraser, it just takes away all of the pieces of the line art you don't need, like that. This has significantly increased my productivity when doing line art for my art, as opposed to, manually trying to get as close as I possibly can to the line without erasing too much of it and spending 10 extra seconds on a line that I could have spent one on. Yeah, it adds up. Um, Old Fahim Haziz wanted to know if it's a good idea to directly start learning art digitally or go the classic paper pencil route. Love your work. Um, Me personally, I started off on paper, but that just might be because um, digital wasn't as accessible yet. Like when I was a kid, like tablets weren't even a concept in terms of purchasing them because they were just going to be expensive. But now it's very easy to get a tablet. So me personally though, I would say start traditionally because at least traditionally you start to really understand like materials and paper, and there's cool things you learn when you do traditional art first, and then when you get to digital, you have this opportunity to transfer those experiences onto digital and come up with some cool ideas. Um, but I mean, if you want to start digitally, you can. But like, and when I say traditional, I don't mean anything expensive, like getting you expensive Copics or anything like that. But literally, just paper and pencil, like just doodling. I think is really good to start with. and then moving on to digital. Um, Literally never use vector layers. You're like, sir, man, I use CSPT. Oh, nope, there you go. Yeah, yeah, definitely use vector layers if you're doing line art, especially if it's very polished line art. Like if you know you're going to be pretty precise with the positioning and things like that. Vector layers are really, really good for that because not only can I erase, away the intersections of lines, I can also manipulate them. Let's say I had this banger curve, but it doesn't quite match what I need. I hold control and I click it. Now I can actually drag and sort of transform that line a little bit more so that it better suits what I was originally intending for that line. Um, I've seen you've been doing conventions. Have you sold a lot of prints? I'd say I'm selling a good amount. You could always sell more, right? But you could also sell less. So I'm kind of I'm trying to ramp up the number of shows I go to because uh I seem to be getting a decent amount from going to conventions. So now this year I'm trying to see how many I can go to without losing my mind, of course, and then see how much I make that way. And if it's a decent amount, I might make it, a full time thing where it's like, each year I try to go to as many conventions as I can. Because the cool thing is, with conventions is uh, sometimes art that didn't do well online or things that I thought, oh, maybe people don't mess with this, people end up buying at the conventions. Like that right there proves something that many people have reiterated, and that's social media is not a good metric for how good or bad art is. Um, and that sounds obvious, but you know, you can kind of get overwhelmed with how social media works, and then you post something you worked hard on, and then it doesn't do very well, and you're like, man, am I am I bad at this? And then you go on to a convention and people go, wait, I like this, and I'm like, wait, you do? And they buy it. I'm like, oh, cool. So, how long do one of your drawings take? It depends. This drawing right here will probably take me several days to complete. Like, I have no intention of finishing this tonight, not even remotely. I won't even finish the line art tonight. Um, I should zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about here. I got this spread of 6 Rangers, and I'm currently doing the line art for the blue one on the front of the composition. So I won't be surprised if this entire, like, if the entire work time of this illustration, I won't be surprised if it's like 20 plus hours or more. Who knows? I had a similar drawing to this where it was a set of Rangers. It was the Die Rangers, and I did that in the end of 2022, like November, December of 2022. That took a long time. I don't remember. All I remember is I started in the middle of November. When I woke up, it was December. Like that's when the drawing was done. I said, "Oh well, here we go." She's the back pain I feel for you. Yeah, I try my best to sit um, as straight as I can. It's a struggle for sure. Bro, the back pain I felt when I was in 2021 trying to draw every day, that was interesting. Back was hurting in ways I've never had happen before in my entire life. I said, "What is that? Why is that specific spot in the like it was just so weird." I was like, "Is that my scapula, bro? What's happening?" Um and funnily enough, when I stopped drawing every day, guess what went away? So I also changed my desk and chair. That also probably helped quite a bit. Um, the desk that I was working on beforehand was a little too high, and the chair I was working on was a little too low. So you know how that goes. But yeah, uh, just the sheer volume and the constant sitting every day did not help. MF Vad, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Also, to anyone following me on Instagram, wanted to say thank you guys. We finally reached 25K. Um, that was pretty cool. Thank you everyone who's been following me all these years. I think I started like I started my Instagram a long time ago, but I didn't make it an art page until like maybe 2017, 2018. So to anyone who's been around for that long, I appreciate you for following me, keeping up with my stuff. We are temporarily up. Here's to hoping, this year we get, I don't know, 30K or 40K. That'd be pretty cool. I think 40K is a pretty nice number. You look at somebody's Instagram and they got 40K, you're like, hmm. Mom has been drawing even before I've been born. She has chronic pain now. That sucks. The pain part, not the drawing part. I feel for your mom. But yeah. I've been trying to like I've become more conscious about my seating positions as well as just overall mobility. Like I try my best to make sure, okay, I'm not sitting in this one position too long. Okay, I should probably get up. All right, then we move around a little bit. Just little stuff like that. Cause yeah, I mean, we're seeing time and time again the mangakas, like the ones that make mangas and stuff in Japan. We always hear about them and their health issues. We lost Akira Toriyama very recently, and it's that workload of sharing those stories. Like it has a physical toll on their bodies. It's insane. Um, Heck, even one Ichiro Oda, the one who made One Piece, he's like, nah, I got to take a break, at least a 3 week break after this passing. I'm gonna take into consideration my health. Like that's crazy to think about. Um, yeah, their hours are insane, especially mangakas that do the weekly schedule. I cannot fathom the sheer stress and pain that goes into trying to get a story or a chapter out every week, bro. Every week. They have hiatuses here and there. They got editors, sure, but that's an insane like schedule. That's an insane deadline to meet. Every week you gotta drop a new chapter of 20 pages, and it's illustrated. Like it's insane, bro. But that's a testament to how good those guys are. Shows you how insanely skilled and disciplined they are to be able to do anything like that. To be able to drop a chapter every week. That's genuinely impressive. But man, is it rough on the body. There was an artist I follow on Twitter. He said, these hours and the consistency you have to keep drawing at is basically like an athlete in a way. Not in the terms of like the physical toll, but in the sense that you have to keep doing this to stay on your game. Like if you want to stay good at drawing, you have to keep drawing. Much like any other skill. Um, but drawing, it's like you leave it alone for too long and you can feel it. You're like, man, am I even good anymore? You can feel it sometimes. You're drawing and you're like, this don't feel right. I used to be able to do this line with ease, but now I can't. Any tips on growing your art page on Instagram? Work culture in Japan is terrifying for sure. The way I did it, the way I grew my art page was through um, fan art and consistently uploading. Even though the drawing every day was not good on my body, it was good on my account. Instagram was eating that stuff up, bro. Uh, because with fan art, you have the advantage of millions of people know what you just drew. So the attention you can get and the engagement you can get is higher than if you were to illustrate something that no one can relate to. Now, that being said, that also means you don't need to do fan art or to post content in general that relates to people, right? You can talk about things that most people deal with throughout their daily lives, or maybe you post something hilarious that people can relate to. Things like that, is going to garner engagement. So it's like, okay, you post something that is engaging and showcases your skill, showcases your work, and then you post it regularly, and then that really helps with growing your page. Nowadays, though, I don't know. I'm hearing a lot of artists are complaining about how the algorithm isn't really in their favor anymore. Uh, Instagram doesn't really share artwork like that no more. I don't really know. I just assumed, for my page at least, that uh, I have like, I don't know. There are times where I'm posting and I'm like, man, nobody here. Like it feels like that sometimes, but then other times it's like, no, they're here because I see this many likes, and I'm like, oh, okay, never mind, y'all still here. So I don't know. Social media is very finicky. That's what I've like. That's the one certainty I've gotten out of this. There's no surefire way for something to work. All I know is it's volatile. You could you could post a banger drawing, but you post it at the wrong time. Now it won't work. Now it won't get any views. Uh, you know what I mean? So it's weird. It really is weird. Other times it doesn't matter when you post something. It just hit. It just pops off anyway. Like I've had that happen too. So it's real hit or miss. That's what I've come to understand. But one thing is for sure, the more consistent you are with posting, the higher chance there is for the algorithm to catch one of your pieces of media, one of your pieces of content, and broadcast it, share with everybody. Like you're gonna get engagement if you posted one video. You're not getting engagement if you posted no videos. So like that's one way to look at it. Be consistent with it. But of course, you don't want to bombard your viewers with like content, especially if it's not with full effort. Like if you're just haphazardly uploading stuff and then not really putting any attention to detail or entertainment or content, making it of high quality, then yeah, and that can easily affect how well your page does. Keeping up with trends also helps. I don't really like keeping up with trends on my page that much because it kind of starts this wild goose chase of, oh, I got to find out what's the next trending topic, and then I have to keep drawing things that are of topic. If that is what you want your page to be, then sure, you could do it that way. But I just don't want it that way. I would prefer to draw things that I genuinely would want to draw. So, in the case of something interesting that I was already into happens and it is on topic, then I go, oh, okay, I'll play. I'll play the game. But if it's something that like I have no relation towards or I'm not interested in, then I just let it be because it won't be authentic if I try it. Um, Sometimes what I've noticed with my illustrations is I'll draw something right, and the initial time I uploaded it, it didn't hit. It didn't really do well. But then sometimes what happens is a topic that is highly related to the illustration I did maybe a few months ago, I'll go re-upload. I'll re-upload it or I'll like retweet it or something. So like that way I already have content that is super relative to the topic at hand, but it's already been done, so I don't have to do extra work. I can just re-upload it. That is times like that is when I realize why uh, curator pages do so well. You know those pages on Instagram or any other social media platform where they upload other people's stuff and they're just eating, no crumbs left on the plate. because they're using high quality content from several sources that they don't own or oversee, and because they have such consistent high quality content that's not theirs, their page does well. Um, but like if it's my own work, it's like okay, cool. I already have this. Let me just re-upload it, and I'm like, huh, this must be what it feels like to be a curator page. This must be what it feels like to just have content at the ready uh, when the time is when the iron's hot, basically. So scared of trying to draw something that's trending, and by the time the drawing is done, the trend is dead. That happens, yeah. There's that worry of oh my goodness, I have to upload this as quickly as I possibly can. Will I be like, because trends happen literally by the day now. Like the current trend right now is, I don't even want to say his name, but he's the trend right now because of what recently happened, right? And is it worth drawing something for that trend? Who knows? Maybe it'll be over by the time you're done, like tomorrow. Who knows? Like it can't happen. Oh, what's that? A new show just dropped? Bet I'll do some fan art for it. Oh, sorry, they're not talking about the show no more. It sucks. Oh, so that's why I don't like playing that game. I don't like playing the game because I don't know how relevant it'll be by the time I'm done. Um, Sometimes like what I would do is like during my everyday drawings, maybe I would pay attention to what's trending or what's about to trend. Like if a new movie's coming out, that's like an easier thing to catch on to because you can know months ahead of time. Oh, this movie's coming out. Let me do some fan art for this movie. And then when the movie drops, when everybody's talking about it, it's in the front of mind of everyone. You can drop that thing. You won't have to worry about, oh, I gotta finish this drawing on time. The drawing's already done. You were just waiting for the time to, drop that junk. So if you want to play that game, that's one way you can go about it. Uh, but yeah, I just try to draw what I want, and if it just so happens to be trending, so be it. I don't like the placement of that logo. I might have to readjust it when I do the line art. But that's why it's a sketch. That'd be cool, One day I hope maybe I get so acclimated to illustrating, so good at line art that I can just do it Kim Jong Yi style, where he just draws it. He just renders from his computer that was his brain. Rest in peace to Kim Jong Il. But yeah, I'm not at that level. I still got to do my sketch first, especially for something this giant, this complex in composition. Yeah, I definitely need to sketch it out. I don't have that kind of power. I can at least shade without, planning it out. Like if I can in my head, I can imagine the shading. Um, I can be like, okay, the sun's gonna be right here, and I just start rendering. That I can do, but definitely can't do line art uh, off rip like that. I mean, I can, but it won't look good. It won't look up to par. It won't be at the level I would want. 11:10. It's almost time. Almost time for me to break my fast. The act of fasting it isn't really too difficult now. Um, so many years have passed of when I've been fasting that it's like my body kind of gets used to the idea of it. Like mentally, it don't really bother me. What does bother me is my uh, lack of sleep. um, that's what gets me. Like it'll be during the day and I'm hungry, but that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the fact that I am tired and I'm like, ugh, I want to go to sleep. But then I'm afraid of going to sleep because if I go to sleep, that means I'm going to waste the entire day. Uh, And then when it's time to break fast, there's so many things that I'm doing during that time where it's like, oh, I gotta go back to bed now because we gotta wake up in the morning to eat again. So it's the lack of sleep that gets me for sure. Everything else, I'm feel like I'm doing okay. Hmm, I like that. I like how loud that felt. You ever thought about collaborating with animation studios or creating your own animation studio one day? You have some outstanding art. Thank you. I ain't got the facilities to make my own studio. um, Joining a studio, nah. But I am working on a short film. You might have seen it on my page. It's the reel of my character subject 4 bouncing the ball. Um, that is a short film I'm working on. It's going to be called Screw Break. I have no idea when it's coming out because I'm the only one animating it. Um, but all I hope for is that you guys watch it. That's all I can ask for. Whether or not it's good, I'm gonna try my best to make it good. But all I ask is that people watch it. Too often do I find my content not getting seen or not be seen, so it's like, man, can you at least see it? That's all I ask for. Y'all watch it, and then we'll move on from there. But we got to get the watch step first. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I hope it does well. We got ourselves a little bit of perspective here. You know what I'm saying? The hand getting closer to the camera, so it's larger than if it were to be the same distance as the rest of the body. Let's see what we got here. Heavy line art right there. I was looking up reference images of the ranger suits from Ninja Storm. The gloves are super baggy, so it does leave me room uh, of opportunity to kind of mess around with the line work, make it a little looser. There. Nice, nice, very nice, Caesar Chan. Man, I miss JoJo. I say that like I can't go and watch it. But what I mean is, I miss the fact that like no new episodes are dropping at the moment. They recently finished season 6. I think it was like last year or something like that. So I get it. It takes a while to make these animations, these shows. But man, I want to know what happened in Steel Ball Run in animated form. I've been holding off reading the manga because I like watching the anime so much. Like if I like watching an anime, I typically avoid the manga to the best of my ability because I don't really want to know what happens. Um, because I want to be able to experience the story for the first time through animated form. If the animated format is good, there's some cases where like reading the manga I think is a better time, is a better experience. Um, it doesn't happen all the time, but there's been a few cases. For example, One Punch Man. The first season of One Punch Man, very high quality. Second season, not so much. It wasn't bad per se, but it's one of those cases where, in comparison, it looks pretty rough because you got this all-star cast of animators and people working on this show on the first season, and then you go take a step down, and it's jarring to see it next to the other season, so it kind of ruins it for me. I'm like sensitive to the visual aspects of the show, um, but uh, I remember on YouTube I was just constantly getting spoiled about what happened in the manga. So I'm just thinking to myself, all right, no idea when season 3 is dropping. People keep spoiling me, making their own custom or making their own like fan animations. I need to do something. So I ended up reading the manga. And I don't regret it. The art in the manga by Yusuke Murata is insane. There are certain panels in there where I was reading it and I said to myself, I don't know how they're gonna animate this. Like I don't I do not know how they're gonna animate this. They're gonna have to try, but I don't know how they're gonna animate this. That was what kept going through my head as I was reading the manga. There was some panels in there that just looked ridiculous. I said, "Bro, what's going on?" The first season was the best animation I've ever seen. It's very high quality animation. It's spectacular. Um, and I'm not sure if they'll ever be able to get to that again. Just because of the situation at hand, like just the way that it happened. I heard that it was basically like it was Madhouse, but the people that were working at Madhouse basically asked their Avengers friends to pull up and make this season, like a favor type beat. Like, hey, can y'all for the one time pull up and animate this? I heard that's what happened. Like that wasn't a regular occurrence thing. So that's how I know the likelihood of it ever happening again is incredibly low. It's like that level of quality is incredibly unlikely. So it's just like, man, why you spoil us like that? That's how I feel now. Like I feel like y'all spoiled us, and we're not gonna get this again. Why would you do this to me? Hmm? What did I do for this? What did I do to deserve that? You can't tease me like that and then never do it again. Anyway, watch Mob Psycho 100. How is it that you as a creator, right? You as a storyteller, you make two different stories. How is it that the two different stories you made both have spectacular recreations in animation? This man one wrote both One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100, and both of them have amazing animated adaptations. Yeah, second season of One Punch Man isn't great, but that first season is insane, so it counts. Mob Psycho 100 does not miss. There's not a single season that doesn't look good. I said, bro, what's happening? What, why does this look so good? I was watching it because I remember Anime AJ was talking about it. He was saying how good it was, and I was like, let me give it a shot. Let me see what this is about. I watched the first season. I said, this is pretty good. It's really good. And then the second season came out. I said, bro, what's wrong with y'all? Why y'all tripping like this? And then the third season came out, and then they said, we're done. And I'm like, wait, where are you going? And they said, we're done. We're finished. Story's over. I said, bro, please. Why are you leaving? Yeah, no. Mob Psycho's a very good show. I like the character too. I like Mob. He's mad cool. It's a cool character to watch develop in that show. Um, but yeah, animation is very good in both of those shows. Mob is good all throughout, like from season 1 through 3, all good seasons when it comes to animation. They were bugging in some of the scenes in season 2 and 3, like truly bugging. There was this entire episode in season 2 where they changed like the aspect ratio to represent an element of the story, and the animations I saw in that episode were absurd. you could argue it was movie quality animation going on. I was like, what's that? Like, what? What's going on here? Why are they doing this? I have to ask them that. I have to ask that. Why are you doing this? So I'm looking at this drawing right now, and I have some thoughts going through my head, and I'm wondering if I should commit to them. Mm, mm, mm. Maybe I'll leave it alone. Maybe I'll leave it alone this one time. Basically, I'm thinking about. You ever seen a lenticular print? In lenticular prints, they have this cool illusion where, depending on what angle you're viewing the picture from, you will see different photos. I had gone and did some research on how the mechanic works, how lenticular prints work, and it's actually pretty simple. Um, but the reason why I was researching it was because when I went to conventions, I would see some tables have lenticular prints, these cool 3D prints, and I'm like, hey, wait, that looks pretty cool. I wonder how can I do that? I want to know how to do that, right? And so I figured out how to illustrate for a lenticular print. The the issue I have now is how to manufacture lenticular prints without losing an arm and leg. Because I tried to go research the pricing for lenticular prints. I did a couple of quotes here and there, and oh boy, they, the cost is insane. So maybe I just haven't found the right manufacturer yet, or maybe I have to outsource it in some other country. I don't know, but it'd be cool one day to have lenticular prints at my table, you know, and have illustrations that are designed specifically for lenticulars. I've noticed that sometimes when I go to conventions and I do see someone selling a lenticular print, I notice that the lenticular print feels a bit off. Like I can tell this was an originally this was a 2D drawing and they kind of tried to make it 3D, but I can tell that that wasn't the initial intent. That's what it feels like, at least. Like holo cards, yeah. Holo cards have that, cool holographic color, but it also has that 3D look to it because it has that lenticular mechanic. So, it'd be cool to have like, these rangers. If you just had a giant poster of these rangers and like you look to the left and you look to the right, they're kind of moving in space. Like I know how to do it. It just would take a minute. And it really depends on how I set up these layers. Like the way I'm drawing the line art right now has a huge effect on the ease of making the lenticular print. So that's why I'm debating on whether or not I set up my drawing now for that kind of thing, or if I just worry about that for another drawing. Because I have no idea if I'll even do a lenticular print of this. Um, I actually have a drawing that I already did with the intention of making it a lenticular print. It's an illustration of the Question from DC. He's the detective that doesn't have a face. I did an illustration of the Question, and it actually has multiple frames to create the lenticular print, but the way I presented it online, it was an animation, so it's like you see it rotating left and right, or orbiting the Question left and right, to give you the sense of 3D. So, like in the future, if I wanted to, I could technically make that a lenticular print, and hopefully the illusion works. But yeah, like I don't know how to get to that level of printing it and not making it super duper costly for me. Uh, but I don't know. I'll see. I'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll find out sooner or later how much it costs to make that kind of thing. Uh, reasonably, like with a reasonable price. Um, I don't know. We'll see. More news at 10. Ninja Storm. I'm looking up my reference folder. I like to grab references for my illustrations, just to maintain consistency in terms of design elements and uh, proportions and things like of that sort. So when I draw the ranges, I try to be as accurate as I can to their designs. Sometimes I'll, take some creative liberties here and there, but it's nothing crazy. I might sneak a little logo in there, maybe do not repost or re-upload somewhere in the illustration. Right now I'm trying to find photos of, oh, here we go. Perfect. I'm trying to find an image of how their gloves look. Let me see. I'll put some here. I actually should add a bit of a curve to this. It's supposed to curve a little bit. Something like that. So like the curve is lit, but it don't match. Like so I can just do that. That's the cool thing about vector. Here and then also add the curve. Well, we don't really need to add it because that's going to be a shading thing. That's something I have to just be mindful of when shading it. Hopefully, I don't forget that I have to curve it out like that. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so the time for me to break fast is within a few minutes, so I guess I should just wrap this up real quick. Maybe add a little. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna actually split these layers. I might be crazy enough to try and do lenticular for this print. Um, I might be that psychotic. We don't know. Uh, but in the rare case that I am that psychotic, here's what I'll do. I'll separate the hand as a layer from the rest of the body. Because if you were to make this a 3D object, perspective wise, this hand is much closer to the viewer. And as a result, if you were to orbit around this hand, um, it would move at a different speed as opposed to the rest of the body. So you would need that to be on a different layer. Otherwise, you'll get these weird distortions. You ever see like a shoddy looking TikTok effect where they try to do that lenticular look and it just looks wonky? It's because the image wasn't originally layered. Like it was just one flat layer, and they're trying to shape everything. So because I'm pretty adamant about making sure things look pretty good in terms of detail and consistency and quality, I wouldn't want to just put a filter on it and then call it a day. Like I would prefer to have some control over the quality of the illusion. Okay. So yeah, now the hand is separated from the rest of the illustration. So here, I'll do this. I'll go hand in, and then this will be. I might even change. Well, yeah. There might be some more layers I'll mess with. Like this hand here is probably going to be another layer. Um, or I might just put it on the same layer as this one. I'll mess around with it because I've done it before, so I kind of know what to expect. Uh, Hand ink, and then this is body ink. And I'll put these two in a group. Label this Blue Ranger. Okay. Now put this in a sub layer. This will be hands. And then this will be in another sub layer. Call it torso. Or just body, actually. I'm keeping body. Alright, cool. Um, alright, so I started lining art, doing the lining for the art. Sadly, I have to go eat. I have to break my fast. I haven't eaten or drink anything since 6 o'clock this morning, so gonna go break my fast. But to anyone who stopped by to watch, thank you for watching. I hope to stream again very, very soon. Maybe tomorrow. Um, hopefully at a better time where I can spend, a couple more hours on it. But I just wanted to stream today, just let you guys know what I'm up to. I'm gonna try and stream again. Hopefully, I'll get my Twitch working again. For some reason, it didn't stream. Um, so that way I can have it on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch. But until then, take care, everybody. I will see you hopefully tomorrow. And once again, thank you for watching. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye.